All right, and now the audio. Now you can run your mouth.
That's what I'm here for now, man. The motor mouth, I hold it down. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But now, what's your filmosophy, Trey?
Son, my filmosophy
Run it again.
is to watch Mortal Kombat with my homie Karif, put on a sun hat, put on my Lord Raiden sun hat that I wear at every vacation.
I'm about to shoot some lightning right now.
You know what I'm saying?
I see it.
And then go and get that gospel from the God himself, man.
For
So, yo, what's up with y'all, man? This your boy Trei Hill, and this is the new Filmosophy, and we're doing an instant analysis of Mortal Kombat. All my 80s babies, even the 90s babies, I know y'all know, man. Like, this is what we grew up off on. Yeah. Like, I'm Sega Genesis era, N64 era, like PS2. That's right when I was leaking out. But yeah, we was there at the beginning. And did you know that Mortal Kombat? The original game was Jean-Claude Van Damme. It was supposed to be a Jean-Claude Van Damme video game.
I did not know that.
Yeah, man. But then he was acting real Hollywood. Like, there was a lot of stuff going on with him. I won't get into on this particular.
I did not know that.
But he was just really hard to work with. So then they just ended up doing like this mashup of all these different actors, and lo and behold,
that sounds crazy.
Mortal Kombat.
Like in the latest Mortal Kombat game, they've added Terminator. We got Terminator in there.
Wow.
Spawn.
So they done mashed up with like other
RoboCop is in the game. Spawn,
so like other intellectual property.
Yeah, but it's crazy because like they do that in every game now. Like ever since the PS2 days, like they always add in a bonus character. There's one where it was the Joker. They've had other games with a bunch of other people, but in like the latest ones, they have, like I said, these three: Spawn, RoboCop, and Terminator. It'd be crazy to see them add any type of Van Damme character to any Mortal Kombat game. I'm just saying, like Van Damme is that guy.
That's crazy. Yeah, man. He was supposed to be, his character ended up being Johnny Cage.
Wow.
Yeah, son. So that's where it comes from.
It's crazy how you said he was acting Hollywood because Johnny Cage is the most Hollywood dude ever, bro.
Exactly, son. Exactly, son. Here, let me make sure I turn the audios down.
To me, it kind of don't feel like that. That fits with Van Damme's personality, though. I don't see him as the funny, that super duper egotistical Hollywood guy. Like he's too much of a serious dude to me, like to play Johnny Cage. Honestly,
I don't know, man. Because I don't really know his real story. I just know that at the time, very similar to Rick James, there was a lot of extracurricular activities that was going on back then in Hollywood, and I think that he just kind of got swept up in all of that, and I think that's what happened with Street Fighter. Talking about another.
Don't tell me he was supposed to be a part of that too.
Well, he was in the original. Did you see? You haven't even heard of the movie. It was so bad.
You talking about the old movie? The old he was Guile.
Exactly. But allegedly the reason why it was so bad is again he was just really difficult to work with. But of course I never read the script. I'm sure there was more than one. There's typically more than one reason why a movie isn't that good.
There's more than one reason. Like saying the truth. There's different stories behind the truth all the time.
Right, exactly, man. But thanks, man. Let's give it up for the God Karif, man. Let's give it up for the homie, man. Thanks for showing up. You're the second time coming guest
I'm honored.
in Filmosophy history.
I feel good to be here. I appreciate you having me, but I'm definitely honored to be the second time guest. Second time guest. So.
Yeah, man. Actually, we haven't even aired his episode yet, the Inception episode yet.
We haven't aired that?
I haven't even aired it yet, man. But I had to bring somebody that was a video game connoisseur. I had to bring a 90s baby in that could compare my 80s baby, because you went on. You were a Mortal Kombat fan. You kept going. You still playing.
Now,
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, the story's crazy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we needed to bring both sides of the game in, and I got my notes on my computer. On my phone this time, like a good, what are we called? what's our millennial? Like a good millennial.
Yeah, millennial.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But yeah, man. So what's been going on, man? Yeah, what you got going on? You got anything cooking these days?
Yeah, man. I actually literally just today sent off this single to be mixed. I've had a lot of hiccups and ups and downs with this music thing, but I'm learning. We were talking about it earlier. Learning to take my time with it again and trusting the process and not put so much pressure on myself. So I definitely feel like it's gonna be a good look. I'm looking to get a video shot for this single next, so I don't know if I want to just drop the audio as soon as it comes back, because it should be back today too. So I don't know if I want to just drop the audio as soon as it comes back, or if I want to just drop it with a video or whatever. But I'm really at this point just ready to go, man. It's just
man. Yeah, don't let the industry take your joy, man. You know, we spoke about this off camera, but man, sure. Sometimes, because, you know, I'm taking my version of a hiatus in a lot of ways. Like I was telling you, it's not going to seem that way to the consumers just because of the podcast and the way things are set up with film. You know, everything's going through the festival circuit. Everything's going to start being seen. But I think it's important for us as artists. It's really easy to get sucked into, you know, how do I get compensated off of this? How do I make a living off of it? And it can kind of take away from what makes good work anyway, but not for even further than that, what brought you there in the first place.
Yeah, you can lose sight of your passion. Like message for all creatives: if you're feeling overwhelmed by whatever it is that you have going on, or whatever it is that you're trying to make advancements in, or just trying to take yourself or your team or whoever to the next level, just like we were just saying, like, just trust the process and remember to not put so much pressure on yourself. Remember why you started doing whatever it is that you're doing. Remember, like, a lot of us started doing these things when we were younger, teenagers, even younger than that, kids. Like, remember what it was like to be that kid the first time you picked up a basketball, or you picked up a pen and wrote a rap, or you decided to, you know what I'm saying, write out a script, whatever. Like, remember the feeling you got from that the first time, because that is what you really need to focus on. I've realized that that's what we really need to focus on, as far as just like, that's what's going to keep carrying you through whatever it is that you have going on in life. Because trying to keep up with everything else in the world that's not the way to go, man. Just keep up with you. Trust the process.
My man. Yeah, dog. That is like stay woke and take naps, man. Like my man Black Dot say, man. Yeah, but sure. But so before we get into the film, I just pulled up some photos. I wanted to get an idea of the original characters. Now, like I said, I remember the original Blood Code for Sega Genesis. It was ABACABB. All of my 80s babies, I know y'all remember. Y'all had the Sega Genesis. That was the Blood Code, and then you could actually fight. And then that's when all of the controversy started with, like, you know, video games being too bloody and all of that. From that code on, it was on and popping.
Man, fuck that shit. What about Duke Nukem and all that? We had Duke Nukem was cussing. There was sex. There was blood, alien, all types of stuff.
And Doom, you remember Doom? That was
Doom
on.
Was another one.
That was on the computer though. I don't know if that was on a video game or not.
Nah, they didn't have Doom.
I'm gonna take off my Lord Raiden just because I still got my African hairstyle, man. I told you I just came from Africa. That was a game changer for your boy. They called me the African samurai while I was there when I had that on. Oh, yeah. So I had to represent. But no, so let's see. In the original interface, we got Johnny Cage, Kano, Raiden, Liu Kang, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Sonya Blade. So yeah, all of them were in there. All of them were in the first movie. In this movie, 2021.
Actually, no. Johnny Cage wasn't in there. I remember that. There was a little prelude to him coming in the next movie, but everybody else was pretty much, you saw them fight, everybody else, but that was a little bit disappointing for me.
You didn't see Johnny yet, right?
Yeah, because Johnny, like you said, this is the original roster, correct? Johnny's an original character, so there's no way to me there shouldn't have to be a second movie for Johnny Cage to be first introduced. He's supposed to be that guy like there already. You feel me? Like
I can see that. I can respect wanting to see more Johnny. I think that very similar to the MCU, and we can get into your whole Justice League issue.
We'll talk about it.
But I think that was one of the reasons why Justice League was so long too. Was MCU took movies to establish characters, and I think that they did so nicely. Sub-Zero and Scorpions come up, they did that so well, and that was kind of the crux of the film, So I think it was hard to they would have stomped on each other. I think now they can switch over next film and treat Johnny Cage more like a Wolverine almost.
If we're being realistic though, it's kind of like that in Mortal Kombat anyways. They kind of always make it about Scorpion and Sub-Zero. You know what I'm saying? There's some way,
they're
form.
dope, son.
They're always the two that are on the cover.
I don't know about now, but back in the day, all the best people played with Scorpion. All the best gamers always played. Yeah, in the arcade, the dope cat always plays with Scorpion, son.
All those moves, the fire breath. The hellfire, man, the spear, the originals.
Oh my gosh, yes, man, that was it.
That's everybody's favorite
everything,
thing.
man. Yes.
When you think about Mortal Kombat, it's just like you said, like it's like Wolverine. Like when you think about Marvel, you think about Wolverine. Like when you think about the X-Men, you automatically think about Wolverine.
Right.
When you think about Mortal Kombat, you automatically think about Scorpion.
Yes.
You automatically think of get over here.
Yes, every single time, man. And that's what separated it from the other fight games, I should say. And I loved how going back to how well they did Sub-Zero and Scorpion, I love how they made it very old school ninja, like family bloodline, like they hate each other since been hating each other, right?
That was very accurate.
That was so dope. I love how they made him the anti-hero. They made Scorpion the anti-hero because we got to witness his family get murdered by Sub-Zero, and now we ended up messing with Scorpion more than Sub-Zero. I remember growing up, especially that and you people see in other versions, more than, everybody, the Sub-Zero was more the good guy, right?
But I mean, this is accurately how the story actually played out in the games. Like, in the older, like in this first Mortal Kombat, they didn't really have storylines like that going. It wasn't until they started getting the 3D versions
that they started telling more stories.
But
right?
it is that was accurate. Scorpion and Sub-Zero, they've always hated each other. There's always been beef, and Sub-Zero has always killed Scorpion's family, so I can understand that.
Word. There's beef in the streets. Man, and that was so cold. Literally, how when Cole was with his family and they started looking up and it was snowing. It's like, it's beautiful. That beautiful death coming in, son. Man. No, and I want to do the film justice and bring out a lot of the players because these actors and filmmakers, I mean, they're famous in their own right, and I mean that's really what made the film work. I know the guy that played Sub-Zero. Let me see, where is he at? John Taslim. He's built his name. He's gotten really big out in Asia, and I mean, Hiroyuki Sanada.
I believe
he's been in the game for forever. He's been in the game for forever.
Yeah, he's a great actor, and I believe that he has played Scorpion in other movies or in a game.
Oh, really? Oh, cool, man.
Already, before I believe so.
He's been in so many old school kung fu movies, like not old school like 36 Chambers, Wu-Tang, but like the 90s. I think was he in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
I can see that. He did a great job.
He did He's done so many old school. He was in the Tom Cruise movie, The Last Samurai.
Okay,
So he did. He was perfect for that role, man.
Yeah, we're talking about. All right, so let's go to this one right here. We can, since we already talked about these two, we're running from left to right before we get into more of them. But Sonya.
Was it Jessica McNamee?
Yeah, I like the character. To me, it was. This is just my concern about the movie overall was just the accuracy of like with the games and all that. Like I know they deviated and created their own new storyline, which is what it is. Overall, at the end of the day, it still turned out to be a good movie, even though it wasn't like what it actually is, like, accurately by the games and all that, that's more so what we would like to see. Me as a fan and anybody else as a fan, like, of Mortal Kombat, we would like to see the accuracy of the games captured in the movies, but at least it was still better than Justice League. That's all I'm saying. Like,
so he has been setting up to say this. This is the only reason why he came on here. We should have. I did not want this to become a Justice League one, because it would have been just as long, if not longer, than the actual film. Because he's very passionate about it.
Real short, bro. We ain't even gotta keep on talking about that. We're gonna get into that, but just remember that I said that. That's my point. Mortal Kombat wasn't accurate. I do have a lot of issues with the movie. Overall, it was still a pretty decent movie, like I said, and it was better than Justice League. So, but that's just as a fan of somebody.
Both of them. Are you talking about the Joss Whedon Justice League and Zack Snyder's?
Yes, both of them.
Both of them.
Trash. Get out of here. Y'all could have done something. You guys came back and gave us the same movie with extra scenes of nothing.
I mean, there was a lot of slow motion, and that the Martian Manhunter, that was the most tacked on.
Disappointing.
That was the most tacked on scene that's ever been tacked on, and all tacked on events.
Like it looked bad. Like you said, like it looked like they literally right before they put the movie out, we just gonna shoot this last part right now, and then we'll just add that to the film, and nobody will ever know.
He goes, and yeah, they call me the Martian Man.
Yeah, I didn't help you guys at all this time. I knew what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I knew what was going on. I knew the world was in danger. I could have helped, but I didn't.
I'm sorry, Zach. That was rough. I'm a big Zack Snyder fan. You know, when I talk about my top favorite movies of all time, I will latch on like a dog. I will never, ever let slip out Watchmen. I'm such a big fan of Watchmen.
Watchmen was great. Watchmen was a great movie.
And I really appreciate and I appreciate the tone that Zack Snyder brought the DCU, but I think the DCU characters bring about a different flavor. And in a season of MCU, I think that just executives in general were in a lot of money got thrown into that whole DCU situation. Yeah. Very similar to the Star Wars sequels. Okay. And I just think, unfortunately, it's not necessarily about anybody's one fault or failure. It is hard to build a universe, let alone do it over films long. You know, they only had a couple of movies. Zack Snyder only came out with 3 movies.
And this is in no way, shape, or form to say that Zack Snyder is a bad director. Or anybody that worked on the movie is a bad whatever they did to work on the movie. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying as far as the execution of what came out of all of these good, like these people with these millions of dollars and all that working together, you guys didn't do a good job of it.
It happens.
You know, it just, it does. It happens. It's happened with a lot of movies. I feel like, I definitely just feel like they could have just gotten to it a little bit faster, man. Zach, you could have kept the movie at 2 hours. You could have just did a new movie, like a completely new movie, instead of doing all that, like, honestly. But yeah, I guess it's politics at the same time. You know, there's a lot of things. I'm an artist. I'm a music artist, so there's a lot of things that I don't understand about the film industry. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm an expert or anything.
Yeah, man. Man. I mean, we're all, you know, storytellers, and we're all trying to tell our best story every time out. Trying to use the tools that have been bestowed upon us, right, and our collaborators to make it happen. And yeah, man. At the end of the day, I think that it was serviceable. I don't think the Justice League that made it to theaters, I don't think it was serviceable. I think too many hands got put in the cookie jar, and they tried to marvelize a DC universe, and you'll never be able to do that.
This is the point I was making. I just lost this train of thought. But
you're fine.
With Captain America and the Winter Soldier now, the show.
Oh my Falcon, gosh.
Right? Like, even that is a perfect example. And even in a lot of the DC animated movies, this is why I never understand how the live action ones turn out the way they do. So you guys need to get whoever's working on those animated movies, they need to be on the scripts and whatever for the live action, because they're killing it. But it's more relatable. You know what I'm saying? Like, they bring more real world issues. It's more personable. Like, the whole Captain America Winter Soldier, I'm a black man carrying the stars and stripes. But then he took it even further to talk to these government officials and these people in power and tell them, like, yo, we just had this, you guys are calling her a terrorist and a supervillain, but you guys are taking these people out of their homes. And you got all this money you guys could feed homeless people. You can give people homes.
I mean, he couldn't even get a loan. He was a superhero.
That's what I'm saying. I'm a superhero. I can't even get a loan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys can do this, but you guys are choosing to do whatever you guys want to do with the money and whatever because of y'all are talking to each other. How are you, like, you know, the biggest point he made, you guys are making decisions about stuff that's going to affect people's lives, and you're not even talking to those people about the decisions. You guys are talking to a bunch of people like you, a bunch of rich people that live in, you know what I'm saying, y'all live in y'all little cages and stuff. Like, you can't be, who are you to be deciding how somebody that lives in a third world country lives? But, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I like that. That was I like how they brought that in there into a show. It's a superhero show, but it's like, yo, like that, you know what I'm saying? It's real. It's real injustices that happen in the world. And I feel like in the DC animated movies, they do capture a lot of those things, but they just don't execute that type of stuff in the actual, like, cinematic universe. And it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? That's where I feel like that's where the disconnect is with them and the fans, especially. It's, you guys don't get it, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all not giving it to us for us to relate to it.
Totally,
it doesn't have to be political issues too, because a lot of superheroes in the DC universe, they do have a lot of tragic backstories that a lot of people can relate to as well. So it doesn't even have to be anything political, but it's just showcasing more of that relatability to the people, to the masses. I feel like it'll help them out.
I think the MCU, the characters naturally have a dichotomy. Each individual definitely has a dichotomy going on inside of them. You know, whether or not they have a secret identity or not, they kind of, there's a natural thing going on that you can kind of create a yin and yang and create a nice battle against. Versus in DC, I think it's a lot of overpowered characters.
A lot of people that don't have a story too.
It's a different age. It was just a different age of comic books. It was the first age of comic books where it was a little, you know, more one-dimensional, you know, so to speak. But there's a way to do that. There's an existential sort of
you get with the times, guys.
Right. There's a way to do it. That just is. And I just love how you just said it. It's hard for anybody. I mean, telling a story, it's a gift for a reason. You know, those who do it well in any medium. There's a reason why it resonates, and when you do a good job, it hits us in the heart and we feel it. There's a reason why the good ones are so renowned.
Like, if we're being real, you know, like you're saying, they was the first age, you know, like, if we're being real here, a lot of people don't know this, and a lot of people want to Marvel over DC, but if there was no DC, there would be no Marvel. A lot of their heroes are based on DC heroes first. Why do you think Black Panther looks like Batman? Why do you think, you know, like, you got Captain America, Superman, it's like the Justice League, the Avengers, it's all kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
No idea is original, but
it's like no Pepsi without Coca-Cola, right?
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it's just a different age.
And what's really cool when you bringing up Black Panther compared to our new Captain America, spoiler alert, we have a new Captain America. We don't have a Falcon anymore, all right?
No, we do not. No, we do not.
Straight up, Cap,
all
what
you
up?
People out there calling him Black Falcon, put some respect on his name, please. Thank you.
my man, the new Captain America. But on everything, what's so beautiful about it is I love how when you talk about us as filmmakers, us as storytellers, we have to be in and up and have our pulse on the zeitgeist, and to just tell another Black story, to talk about the Black plight. It can get just like any other story. It's
like,
not,
look at Black Lightning.
You know, well, hey, you know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to disrespect any other films. I know everybody's out there trying.
It's a show. I don't know if you've seen the show, but it's a show.
I worked on it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but everybody,
I know what you mean.
But people, that's what people like. I haven't even watched everything about it, but I know that that's like what a lot of people's concerns was with it. It was just like, it was too much.
It can get real the same kind of civil rights, you know, thing where, all right, let's get past that. There's something. I mean, let's not act like racism isn't a thing, but it's a lot more textured now. Yeah. Where it is, that we can respect all that's gone through, all that we've gone through, and respect our testimony and all the effed up stuff that gets swept under the rug that still has not been admitted, still has not been acknowledged,
still going on today.
And still going on today. But there's another way to act. That and yeah, there is. The Black conscious community that. Is very synonymous in a lot of ways to what is it like? The white libertarian movement. Where it's like just cut off from the system, buck the system. Yeah. Like we need to do our own. We need to go somewhere else. But for better or worse, we created this. Yeah. We had a huge involvement in creating this. This is ours too. So we can rock the stripes too. We can lead the stripes too. So and the only way the stripes is going to get the red, white, and the blue in this country is going to get better is with a heavy influence of Black America. Of course. So for him to stand up,
it's just a way to execute it. That's all. And that to me, like I said, that. With the Captain America and the Winter Soldier, that was an excellent execution of doing just that, like speaking on the civil rights and like Black issues.
Black Panther already did the inclusion thing. Now it's time to go into
how do we step up and make things get better
with no superpowers at all. Yeah. He was able to make that much of a change, right, and able to save the day.
I definitely like the message that it sends to kids, especially to our youth, like our Black youth. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember growing up. Films weren't where they are now. So we didn't have as much cinematography in the films and all that. We definitely didn't have so many like Black leading roles and so many like Black heroes and all that. So it's a beautiful thing to see that like now we got, in this generation, our kids are gonna be able to grow up and they can like Batman and Superman and whoever. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with them being white, but it's just that we've never had like people of our own color to look at in these films and look at like I want to be like Captain America. I'm sorry, I was gonna say Falcon. I had to put some respect on there.
We got options. We got so many options now. You know what I'm saying?
So it's a great thing to see that.
Yeah, man. Blessings, man. Praise to the ancestors for getting us to this point, right? Yeah. But we're going to go back to MK, all you MK fans, man. Mortal Kombat.
So I guess,
directed by Simon McQuoid. I want to see, I'm sorry, guys, excuse me. I want to see what else he had done. He's an Australian director. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, man. I got to see what else he's done. I'm sorry, guys, I didn't do my homework. But more importantly, let's go back to the characters. So now, even...
Hey, back on that page that you was on?
What was that? With Simon McCoy?
Yeah. So, we was just talking about...
No, him. No, not that. What are you talking about? This?
No, that page, yeah, but back one page.
This one, right?
No. Like, back.
Yeah?
Like the back button.
Okay. Excuse us, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, you good.
Godzilla versus Kong. There's so many. So I pre-record all of these guys because I gotta keep them in the tank because I run a busy life. I can't depend on the moment.
My man's a husband and a father, so y'all know how it goes. Those are two separate jobs. It's as long with whatever else he has going on in life, and those are lifelong. So yeah,
gotta keep you proud, homie. I'm working on. This is just our first 4 months I've been on air. I'll be able to do more of these instant, films, analyses, and we'll get to go over Kong and Godzilla and all that jazz. But I'm sorry, you can keep going, sir. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. I had to look at what we were looking at, but yes.
The rest of the actors.
Yeah, so back to the I was gonna run them down like one by one as far as characters. But
Makad Brooks, he played Jax.
Yeah.
My man with the skimp arms. My dog had the twigs.
Get him the chicken wings, bro.
My dog had the T-Rex Jones.
She was like, hit it harder. He's like, I can't.
That was plenty of sexual innuendo, right?
I'm sitting there like, what do you expect him to do? I'd probably be on this. I wouldn't even want to hit the fucking bag.
I have no motivation. Kudos to him for even being out there, son. Because I'm like, I got to go.
Yeah,
I'm not doing
but yeah, Sonya was executed.
Call Tony Starks for my dog.
Sonya was executed very well. I like the look of the person who played her, personality wise. There's not really much. I can't really say anything bad about her. She was she was good. You know what I'm saying? It was good.
I really appreciate it because growing up, Sonya Blade. I mean,
I definitely feel like she was underrated before.
Well, I mean, it's not even about her being underrated. It was the 90s, and we were misogynistic and masculine as hell. And it was this bloody... She was clearly the token girl to be in the film, just so they could say that there was a woman in there. But nobody took her seriously in the game. She had like the little rings that was like... That like took this much energy out. But if you knew
what you was doing with her, you could
dice them up though, son. With the scissor flip and all that, you could dice them up.
And it's still like that now.
She had reach. Yeah, she had reach. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. No doubt.
But
her character art was dope, and we
this is inclusion. This new, so they've added a new character into the movie.
Cole
Young,
which is dope with Scorpion's lineage, bringing it back. Because he's basically a demon now. He's going to be an eternal demon. He's going to come back in every film.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's cool that a protagonist, we needed something to sympathize with, and what better way than to tie him in with Scorpion?
See, and like that's exactly what we were just talking about, like being relatable. Cole is a father and a fighter. He was once once a great fighter, MMA fighter, but he's kind of had a fall from grace, so now he's just taking on little cage matches for like $200. That's when Jax finds him, and he's, in order to protect his family, he goes off to figure out
Sub-Zero come through, man. That winner come through, bro.
Yeah, man. Sub-Zero was on that ass.
Sub-Zero son was done no better, man. They can't. And that was Joe Taslim. He's supposed to be out in Asia. He's like the god MC out there, son. And they said on set, even Hiroyuki, he was saying how he kept everybody on it. He's like a really nice martial artist, he's a really hard worker. We saw
that, trust me. We saw that shit.
And he's gonna come back. And we talked about the weaker versus the stronger fight scenes, and his was definitely all the stronger ones, right?
Yeah, his fights were pretty great.
But he what was the thing I was gonna say though with Sub-Zero and Scorpion? So now that, spoiler alert, guys, now that Sub-Zero gets killed by Scorpion, he's gonna come back as Noob Saibot.
Yeah, which is gonna be
even more deadly.
He's gonna be a resurrected Lin Kuei ninja, and I mean, like, at first they not even gonna know that it's him. Most people ain't gonna even know that it's him, because his powers are also gonna change. He's no longer gonna have control over ice. He's gonna have control over like this muddy,
the shadows or whatever, right?
Like, it's like a muddy shadow oil type thing that like bro comes up out of puddles out of nowhere and slices your head off, bro.
I used to light him up. I think that was my last big boom was this one. It was this Mortal Kombat. I think this was like Mortal Kombat 3.
Okay.
And this was when, where's Noob at?
Is that Rain?
Yeah,
right
that's
there?
Noob right there. I used to, man, that was when I was a terror back in the day with Noob Saibot. When I first played the game, I played with Raiden all the time, but like Kung Lao and Noob Saibot and the new ones, those were always my two go-tos right there, man. That's as far as I've gone in the games with them.
Man, yeah. Oh yes, that's another person. I loved Kung Lao in the movie. They did my
they did him justice. Even though he went out immediately though, man. Shang Tsung took his soul immediately.
And see, I already see what they're trying to do. Like they're not sticking to the script of the game and shit, but they kind of are trying to do it. So like when Shang Tsung took all the dead fighters in the end, obviously they're gonna come back as remnants.
Because they're gonna kill Shang Tsung eventually, and then all their souls is gonna get released.
They haven't even introduced Quan Chi, bro.
Which one's Quan Chi?
The bald dude.
I don't remember.
The bald dude with, hold on, wait, is he even in this game?
I think this one might be too old. I would have remembered it.
Yeah,
Let me see.
Quan Chi is the bald dude with white skin. He kind of looks like Kratos from God of War.
Quan Chi. Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was long out of it by then. This dude, is he a bad guy?
Yeah. He's actually he's the one who brings Jax. He's the one who was controlling Jax. He takes over the soul shit. That's after Shang Tsung, he's the next villain. Like he takes over the souls and he starts fucking with dead souls. He'll like.
He's more dope than Shao Kahn.
Nah, hell no. He ain't
he's like, oh no.
He's scared of Shao Kahn. He ain't messing with Shao Kahn. Like, he got a scheme to try to get around. You know all the bad guys, they always trying to plot on each other after they work together. But he trying to scheme around that.
No, don't say Shao Kahn.
Nah,
remember Ermac? Ermac was dope, son. Like the telekinetic
Ermac.
dude.
Speaking of Ermac, let's get into this. One thing, Jax. That is not how Jax lost his arms. Sub-Zero did not freeze his arms.
All right. So was it Ermac?
Ermac took Jax's arms.
Oh, how he do it?
That is not even telekinesis. Ermac isn't. It's souls. You know how like he comes up and it's all green. Those are a bunch of souls. So what he did, and I mean, I was just watching the scene earlier. It was Jax, Sonya, and then they met the new Sub-Zero, and they was like, oh shit, I thought he was dead. You know what I'm saying? So they thought they were gonna have to fight. He was like, no, I'm not Sub-Zero. That was my brother. I just want to know what happened to him. They like, yo, Scorpion killed him. In the middle of this chamber, all of a sudden, Ermac pops out like, you guys disturbed our rest. Jax goes to try to fight him, and Ermac activates some type of soul power. He take one arm, so one arm is stuck like this. Jax tries to get the other arm up, so then it's stuck like this. And then he just pulls him out like this.
Dang.
And then my man just did some shit, like he put his hands up, and then Jax's arms exploded. Like,
dang.
I was like, yo, but yeah.
They gave my dog Jax the long road, son, the rough road home, the recovery.
Yeah, so that was how he ended up with the robot arms.
Gotcha.
I don't really, the way how they did it in this film, that's what I'm saying. It was kind of weak to me. It was kind of, it was like rushed, and then it was just like,
It was rushed. I like the idea of earning them more than just somebody just sewing them up with the, it's some laboratory.
Yeah.
I like that idea, but I feel you where it did feel a little lazy.
It still poses the question. Like I said, like I asked you off camera, it was just like, if they're made for magic, how is he gonna get them repaired when something happens?
Right.
Because he doesn't keep the same ones; they get upgraded over the games.
But wouldn't that be dope? Wouldn't it be dope if it was just like his will? If
that would be cool
just
too.
Constantly, like if they got messed up, then he could just go into chi mode and
and just keep evolving.
Right?
That'd be
but
cool.
That's some next level. But I mean, it's a little.
Yeah.
This is a fantasy realm, of course. How many times can you say that's not realistic? Right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Kano was one of the best executed characters.
Yo, he was the best comic relief for a killing movie, right?
Just his the only thing that bothers me with Kano was the eye thing, how he, his face got messed up or whatever. I see what they're doing though. How you remember how Sonya stabbed him in
right.
So in the next movie he's gonna have the metal eye or whatever.
Right.
And that, but other than
it was
that,
all convenient. Yeah, it was all convenient. But his character was dope.
His character was like it was spot on. It was perfect. He was funny, but he was an asshole. Like let's
right.
But he was funny. Like he brought the movie a lot of like you said, he brought a lot of comic relief. But he was still deadly. But it was just like
So when he was whooping Cole, remember?
Yeah,
when he was dying because Cole was like, it hurts. He's like, just go with it.
Yeah, he was like, yo, you gotta go with the pain. I can't. It just hurts.
It hurts. Nah, you is no fighter. How are you the descendant of Scorpion? So you talking about something? It hurts.
I was just like, yo, Scorpion can see you right now.
Like
bro.
Scorpion should have just came out right there. Like finish this mother.
Get out of here, bro.
Get him out of here, son.
This is not my skin, bro.
Like, hopefully the daughter is more nuts up than this dude. Because please, man.
Bro.
That was rough.
Oh, man. We're looking at this roster. Man, this roster got all the classics.
They had a picture of my man.
Wolf. Yeah,
Night
I saw
Wolf.
that.
He was in the past. They're going to bring him back.
Of course.
Somehow. And then Katana wasn't there.
If they had then the new Mortal Kombat game, it's all time travel shit. So if they have
word.
Game,
so yeah,
they'll probably try to take from that in the next film. But Katana wasn't there, but they had Melina, and I don't like how they made Melina's mouth look. Honestly, it wasn't scary enough. It was like her mouth looked like the Joker in The Dark Knight. Like it looked like somebody cut her face open. I swear, at any moment I thought she was about to be like, "You want to know how I got these scars?"
Heath Ledger lives on. They're still biting my dog. They're still trying to bite my dog, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, but for how cinematic movies are, they could have just CGI'd her mouth like a whole lot better than that to me. Like
they could have freaked.
And then, like you said, we didn't even have Katana. So how do we have Melina when she's a clone of Katana? You know what I'm saying? So where did she even come from? She's just there.
Sometimes the film it definitely is setting up a universe, and I think that's where the film teeters in. I think it teeters more maybe because the movie was made for the people our age, and I'm just sipping the nostalgia. Maybe so maybe I'm letting it slide, but excuse me, guys.
I mean, like I said, it's not bad. I'm definitely gonna see the next one.
Yeah, but
I don't like all the inaccuracy. But I'm still,
you can tell they were just trying to do. They were trying to do so much to set up, let's kill off this person so we can bring this person and focus on this person, and let's have this person over here.
It just it felt really rushed. Right. It was really rushed in a lot of ways. Like the fact that they didn't even have as many of the characters in there as they should have. The fight scenes weren't, you know what I'm saying? I wish out of it, like the Scorpion and Sub-Zero fights were the best fights, but everybody else's fights was kind of like, it was just like, we're just going to throw these in there, throw them in there.
For them, they were talking a lot of trash. I don't mean to knock, the stunt fighters and the coordinators who really executed it, but I was really expecting like some Crouching Tiger type, like just revolutionary fight scenes. And don't get me wrong, Scorpion and Sub-Zero's fight, Liu Kang's fight, Kung Lao's, I really enjoyed a few of them, but it got very VFX-y and it was very set up per angle. It didn't. To me, I wasn't engaged in the fight scenes like I really was looking forward to.
Even some of the fatalities were not like cinematically executed, like, you know what I'm saying, properly. It was kind of like, it was like, okay, like,
right. But in that the Scorpion, the epic Scorpion and Sub-Zero fight in the ice, that was beautiful. Crazy, that they did a lot of dope stuff with that.
Right when that spear came out and he thought he was about to kill Cole, and he said he was like, oh. That man said, "Get over here!" I was like, let's go.
That's how. And the thing is, you know how you said it when you think of Mortal Kombat, you think of Scorpion saying, "Get over here."
First thing.
Now, a crappy version of this film that would have been in the first scene, "Get over here." It would have been unearned, but the fact that they teased it with us, and then they gave Cole the knife for it to come down from generation to generation, for him to bring it back like that after you done killed my family like that.
It was kind of funny at some of the parts because they were saying stuff like as if they were in the game, like when Kano took out Reptiles, he's like, Kano wins. That shit. And he'll say it's like fatality for Kung Lao. I was like,
he said flawless victory.
Yeah, Kung Lao said that, but Liu Kang after he killed Kombat, he was like fatality for Kung Lao. Kung Lao with that flawless victory was funny. He hopped up, he was like, flawless victory.
My dog was sweat though, man. That hat is sweat.
Kung Lao was dope.
I'm all about my hats. So Kung Lao had the hat swag.
Kung Lao was going crazy.
Up on 11. It was
going crazy. Kano tried to disrespect the hat so much, but you couldn't.
You couldn't know. He was like, what did he say? He was like, that sombrero. What I shoved that sombrero up your ass.
So he said, so far up your ass, you're gonna be Mexican.
Yes, he kept grilling him. Yeah, because you know you weren't. You're not gonna do it. Son. He kept eating them up he had plenty of hat jokes ready for him.
Yo, it was funny when they was training and he told Cole, he was like, yeah, maybe that's your icona, getting beat you in your ass kicked by a frisbee hat.
Yes.
That was funny. I'm like,
yes.
Yo, like frisbee
and
hat.
I like that element. I like how you kind of gotta find your kuna. I forgot what they call it in the movie.
Arcana?
Arcana, you gotta find your chi, basically. That's what it is. You gotta.
And it was like a reflection of your soul. Like, it wasn't like a set thing. You don't pick what you get. It's just about it's whoever you are. You know
son. What would yours be?
Ooh.
Let me see it. Let me think.
Mine's it's either be lightning or fire. I'm telling you, I know that.
What would yours be? Yeah, I could see something with some fire or some wind.
I was gonna say wind too.
Yeah, I could see
because I think about it like lightning is when you talk about anything elemental, lightning is my favorite element, like electricity. Then next would be fire, but then when I think about Mortal Kombat, I think about I don't know if you know who Fujin is. Raiden. That's actually Raiden's brother.
Word?
Yeah, he's the god of wind.
Oh, word.
And
see,
the new girl, he's fire. So like any one of those three.
Airbender.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be any one of those three for me.
I feel you, son. Yeah, man. I don't know. I feel like I don't know, man. Maybe water. Because I adapt, you know what I mean?
Fluid,
so, you know what I'm saying? So maybe water, you know what I mean?
Like rain.
Yeah, that's right. Rain. Yeah,
they
man. Rain was cold.
Classic.
Rain was cold.
Classic.
Well, you know they're gonna end up bringing in the cyborgs after a few of them die.
Oh yeah.
Because Smoke comes back.
Yeah, because he's a Lin Kuei. He's one of Sub-Zero's clan.
Well, what was he? Cyrax, right? Yeah. Cyrax was dope. Yeah, and then Sub-Zero comes back as a Cyborg too, I think, at some point.
There's a Cyborg.
Smoke, Cyborg Smoke.
Yep, Cyborg Smoke, Cyrax. I forgot what his name is.
Oh man,
and then
Sector or something.
Sector, yeah, that's it. And then there's another one right there too. This guy right here, I forgot who that
Smoke.
is.
That's Smoke, isn't it?
Because there's the Smoke right here too.
But Smoke,
is that the Cyborg Smoke?
I think that this is like Ultimate Mortal Kombat, where you can pick all of them, kind of thing. Because see, you can pick Sub-Zero and his brother. See.
So because you got Noob here, you got Sub-Zero, because this isn't the same person.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got Smoke here. I remember in the other Mortal Kombat, it was Smoke and Noob was together as one character. That was so fire,
oh my gosh, yeah, they were like secret characters. And that's Rain, right?
Yeah,
this is
purple.
Rain. Yeah, son. All right, so let me go back to the film. Excuse us, guys. So, Kano was whooping up on Cole.
Yeah.
All right, and then they started Kung Lao and Liu Kang started ripping him at the tables.
Oh my god, bro!
They was calling him all sorts of stupids, bro.
This man Liu Kang said,
he
was like, because you're completely useless. He was like, what you call? What do you mean useless?
He called him a bunny rabbit.
He was like, you're angry. Yeah, I'm angry. Good. You're like an aggressive little bunny rabbit. He was like, angry but harmless.
Yes, they was,
useless.
They was clowning him, son. They was clowning him so viciously, son.
He was like, you should get on your knees before this, man. Honestly.
But they knew, because on everything, because a monk got their chi together, man. They done mastered their anger, so it don't matter how powerful you are. Like to them, Kano was a child. Like you even saw how Raiden was treating him. He was like, "What about me? What's my fortune cookie?" He's like,
"Shut up, shut up.
You're not powerful."
He's like powerless, arrogant. Get out of here.
Yeah, like come on, man. I ain't even got no time for you, bro.
Yeah, that was another thing. I feel like the actor who played Raiden, they could have selected better. And,
I loved him, man.
I don't.
Did
like
you want the white guy? Because there was a white guy in the original. See, this dude is white.
It didn't necessarily have to be a white guy, but he didn't look Raiden enough to me. And also he was a dickhead. He wasn't like Raiden. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He's
Raiden,
a god.
Yeah, but Raiden in Mortal Kombat, Raiden is not like a dickhead like that. Raiden is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a god, and he's still kind of a dick, but it's not like when they got there, he was just like, yo, this is what I gotta work with.
Right,
like, oh man, Raiden's not like that. He's gonna be like, yo, like
he had some scrubs, bro.
He'd be like, yo, like, oh man, we have work to do, but we might, you know what I'm saying?
Them was some scrubs, bro.
Liu Kang ain't even the chosen one. Like, that wasn't even, you know what I'm saying?
Liu Kang and Kung Lao was dope. Like, compared, like, he had Kano and Cole and Sonya Blade, and Jax.
Like, yo, you don't even have a mark, and Jax didn't have on. Jax had the chicken wings on.
If I was Raiden, I would have been super blown. And for years, for like millenniums, he's been holding it down for Earth. He's like Earth's protector. And he comes down there, and this is the one time, like if they win a 10th time, like it's a wrap. And he come down here, and it's the Ringling Brothers, Barnum Circus.
That was another element. I didn't like the fact that the tournament did not actually start in this movie.
See,
spoiler alert.
I actually like that. I actually like that because if you keep, but to me it adds texture to the story because all right, every movie there's gonna be a tournament. Like I like how they used all those different. How we played in all those different places and like they took them all there cool. Real quick. I enjoyed how they made fun of in the training. They kept on when Liu Kang kept on tripping. Kano, like back in the day, that's what we used to always say. Oh, you're gonna use that? You just gonna keep doing that the whole time?
He was like, yo, that's the only move you know.
The trick used to work. Yeah, then you jump over it and then bam, they get you again. I like how they stretched out the combating in these different sort of spheres, and then when it happens almost like Captain America not saying assemble yet until Endgame, because then it really felt we waited for him to say Avengers, grab that Mjolnir and then assemble, right? Yeah. Like I feel like it's the same thing. Like that moment when Liu Kang, like, cause I know you said you didn't like how young Liu Kang is too, but
he looks like a kid. He doesn't look like I'm basing this based on the old Mortal Kombat movie, the one that came out in the 90s, because I personally when I was growing up and I watched that was a very greatly executed movie, honestly, and the characters were very true to who they were in the game. Like the Liu Kang that we got in that movie, he was like, you know what I'm saying? Like this Liu Kang, he looks young. Like he's small, he's not as muscular and all that. Like you know what I'm saying? And that's not nothing like a shot at him. It's just like accurately, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he should be a little bit bigger. He should be like, he's the chosen one. You feel me? And he's supposed to be like, yo,
I feel like your same critique,
the guy.
The same critique you're saying, I think is the same critique as what a lot of people had about Tom Holland when he picked up the mantle of Spider-Man.
I don't agree. I don't think so.
But just hear me out. Just because, like Tom Holland is gonna be our Spider-Man. He's gonna be here for the next couple of decades.
I like that.
And when he goes out, he's gonna go out swole like a grown man, Spider-Man. And we're gonna have gone through those years with him. I think that's what they're doing with Liu Kang. I think that we saw him, we watched like his brother cousin die. We saw him like take on the mantle. First is Cabal. All he did was just beat Cabal. Like that is nothing. Eventually, like Liu Kang is gonna be face to face to Shang Tsung, and he's gonna have gone through so much crap. He's gonna have gone through so much BS, and then for them to finally ring that gong for real Mortal Kombat. Like this is the moment where the fate of the Earth, our realm, is
definitely gonna
like
be
it's gonna
Shang
like
Tsung.
we're gonna be like, we're gonna be like, hell yeah, something like
sure.
that's gonna. So I appreciate them like just like they're allowing us to grow up with them. You know, they're allowing us to.
I don't really feel like that was like that's a necessary element, but I feel what you're saying about Spider-Man. I actually like that because you know, in even though let's put some respect on his name, Tobey Maguire was the greatest Spider-Man that ever graced film universe. Like.
I think he was the best Peter Parker.
Yeah, he was the best.
And he was in
Spider-Man.
And he was in the best Spider-Man movie, which is Spider-Man 2. Now Multiverse is up there. You know, with Miles Morales.
Okay, yeah.
The animated one, but Spider-Man 2 is definitely the best live action one by far.
That's what I mean. But
I really appreciated Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man just because of the accent, the New York accent, and him joking and stuff.
I like,
but
the look.
I think the story, but the story fell flat.
He was accurately as far as like the Amazing Spider-Man being the tall, lanky, like skinny,
but he definitely was the Peter Parker thing. That's why the movie fell flat because we never believed that. But Tom Holland is a good combination.
I like it because this is like you said, but it's more so accurate because people think Spider-Man is just Spider-Man. No, Spider-Man started out young as hell. He's probably one of the youngest superheroes in the if not the youngest in the Marvel universe. So like he was really in high school when he started, and then he did grow. He actually did grow up and grow more, and so like I kind of like how they did that with Tom Holland because we're expecting for him to probably get taller, get swoller, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
and that's what's gonna happen with Liu Kang. He was already cut up though, son.
He was monk shit. You know what I'm saying? I just like I said, he just looks like a boy to me.
Y'all watch out. Y'all watch out in like 2-3 movies from now. We'll see if Karif has that same energy. I think we're gonna fall in love with Liu Kang.
I mean, shit, he's probably gonna be lifting weights by then. So shit.
So let's see. So Liu Kang gets Jax. This is real early in
Cabal
the movie.
was dope. Cabal was dope, man. A dope looking
and
character.
I enjoyed playing with him too back in the day. They did him well. I don't know his backstory though. Do you know his? I don't remember exactly. I believe it was Sonya who did it to him as well. Like how she fucked up Kano's eye, but I believe she's the reason why Cabal was burned or. I can't remember. He was basically, his skin is burned up. That's why he has to wear that mask and all that. Like he needs it to breathe. His oxygen, like his lungs, everything is messed up. I know I don't appreciate how Goro went out, son.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I spent too many nights like having nightmares, afraid of this dude for him to die in like the first act.
And that's what I'm saying. Like Liu Kang is the chosen one. Liu Kang's supposed to beat Goro.
He's supposed to be the prince, right? Isn't Goro the prince of like the outer world or something? So for him to go out like that was kind of, I don't know.
Against this new guy who just like he barely managed to scrape together a victory. You know what I'm saying?
Just like 2 minutes ago, he was like, it hurts.
Yeah, like I would have rather they would have shown Liu Kang fighting Goro because he's trained. You know what I'm saying? My man's trained.
And then have my man take out Cabal, right?
Yeah.
That would have
made more sense. Yeah,
right,
like,
definitely. I agree. But yeah, man, I'm blown that my man Kung Lao. They X'd my man out early. He was a little too powerful.
But his death was kind of anticlimactic as well. It kind of just like happened just like that. Like
I didn't appreciate it. I think they're gonna bring him back because the original Kung Lao is in the. I remember that wasn't Liu Kang's brother or nothing. That was like his great grandfather. Like he was like the original Mortal Kombat winner, Kung Lao.
That's why he said the descendant of the great Kung Lao.
He did say that exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
What's it called again? Just like what I said though, the remnants and shit. I feel like in the next one they're gonna bring Kung Lao back as a remnant, which is kind of accurate. But the timeline, the timing.
What's a remnant?
A remnant is okay. So yeah, I forgot you ain't been in the game, but the game in what is it? Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance is the one. They lose. In the end, in the storyline, the Earth, the Earth,
and so the outer realm, like everybody, Shokan and them defeats the Earth, like takes over Earth.
They lose, like a handful of heroes die.
What?
Jax dies, Liu Kang dies, Kung Lao dies, Kitana dies, Jade dies. Like a lot of people die.
Dang, son.
And Quan Chi ends up taking their souls and turning them into remnants.
So Quan Chi is this bald dude.
Yeah.
What?
And he turns them into remnants, which is basically like they're like zombies. They come back from the dead. Their skin is like gray, like a grayish black. Dang. And like you can see their veins, but their veins look like magma. Their eyes look like fire and shit.
What?
Like their clothes are like blacked out and shit. Like so
that's some dystopian stuff right there, man. Yeah, man. That just made me sad, y'all. It's like I'm playing.
But like,
they had to keep the story going, right?
Yeah, so I feel like they're gonna probably try to do that with Kung Lao. They're gonna make him a remnant in the next movie.
That's crazy, man. And then let's see. So Kung Lao had the flawless victory. That was fly. And then let's see. Cole gets his power when he was fighting Goro. So I guess his power is to absorb other people's power. Then that's why he kept on getting his those whoopings.
Ooh,
Cole, the main character.
Yeah, but it was like his armor. I don't know. It was weird. Like that shit absorbs. If it's remember we were saying it's like a Black Panther. It almost looked like it absorbs kinetic energy. Like
force. But can he give it back to? I know he gave it back to Goro
with that uppercut.
Yeah.
But then after that, he made those weapons, and I don't like. It's got to be more to it.
And Sub-Zero wasn't messing with him. Sub-Zero was like, I'm gonna touch you right now, son.
Yeah.
Now you cold, motherfucker.
Yeah, like I don't care about that. He's like, I don't care. Oh, you charging up? Well, I don't care about that.
Charge down, motherfucker.
Like it's over with for you. But
son,
man, Cole's like that. I definitely feel like they're gonna do more with that in the next movie. Like they're gonna because he doesn't know how to use his powers there. He's not even a trained fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like like you said, they're setting it up. So I'm still gonna watch the next one for sure because I feel like they're gonna. I hope, but I feel like they're gonna execute the next one better, even though it's so far off from the original storyline. But I definitely feel like they're gonna execute it better. There's gonna be better fights, better fighters, more fighters, and obviously the whole tournament's gonna start. And my bad, by the way, I said it wrong. They're not called remnants, they're called revenants. My bad.
Revenants. Got you. All right. The revenants, that's scary, man. R.I.P. to my homies. It's so hard to say goodbye to my Liu Kang.
Evil. And they are all evil. Ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying?
Dang. Everybody's on the dark side now. Hey, man, what did they say? Die and be a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain. One way or the other. Reeve God, thank you so much, man. We just did, was this a solid hour? I think we did them justice. Yeah, we just wanted to do a quick little something, right?
Yeah, man. Definitely. There's a lot of things. Like I said, it's a lot of elements that weren't accurate in the movie, but overall, it still gave enough for you to be, for me at least, I'm still excited about part 2. And, I mean, overall, at the end of the day, at least it was better than Justice League. Come on. Come on. At least it was better than Justice League.
You know what? I was going to take a sidetrack over to Godzilla and King Kong, but before I do that, I'm gonna take another sidetrack.
Okay, we go back to Justice League.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to Justice League.
Okay, because we can talk about that all day. We can talk about it all day.
No, we won't. We can watch it all day. You can damn sure watch it all day.
We definitely not gonna do that.
But it was making me think when we're talking about like the chi that they needed to accomplish in order to get to where they go, and then what's happening in the future. It made me think of Doctor Strange. And one of the things that I was wondering about, and you heard a lot about in Infinity War and Endgame, is how did Doctor Strange become the Sorcerer Supreme so fast? Like, he was barely doing the orange, shield thing. How is he able to fight?
I think that's one of the only Marvel. I think that's the only Marvel movie I didn't actually finish watching.
Was Infinity War?
No, the Doctor Strange.
Oh, the Doctor Strange one.
I actually watched that one.
I really enjoyed it. It's very meta. It's if you're in the the Kundalini and
I know. I definitely need to sit down and watch
all
it.
That.
Sure.
Yeah, you check it out. But all that is just to say is that I don't. Oh well, then I would be spoiling the end for you, but. I won't. I'll do it in a good way.
I've seen the comics,
but the reason why he was able to have the powers, the reason why he's the Sorcerer Supreme and he's able to fight Thanos by Infinity War, is because of the fight with Dormammu. Yeah, we don't understand how long. We don't really, because we just kept seeing cuts of him getting killed over and over again. Yeah. That was actually happening for millennia. We don't until Dormammu finally got tired of the time loop and was just like, "Oh my gosh, why do I have to keep killing you?" And he was like, "Leave Earth alone, and then I'll let go of this time loop." And he was like, "All right, fine." And so he spent over a millennia fighting Dormammu until he got killed over and over again. That's how he was able to kind of hurry up and become so superpowered, right?
You learn from your mistakes. It's
right.
Like every time I just watched I didn't even watch it. It's this new movie on Netflix with Joey Badass in it, where it's kind of like that. He's like reliving the same day over and over, trying to get back to his dog, and he gets killed by this cop every single day to the point where in the end he's like, "Yo, what's up, Miss Officer Murphy? You know what I'm saying? I keep running into you. We keep doing this thing where you keep killing me. All I'm trying to do is get home to my dog. Next, you're going to ask me what's in my bag. You're going to see the money that's in my bag. Then you're going to say, oh, that don't smell like no regular cigarette. And all that. Like, he was like, yeah, shorty over there. Woo, woo. But eventually the cop was like, man, he was like, yo, you said we've done this like hundreds of thousands of times. He was like, yeah, man. He's like, well, you know what? If your lessons have taught you anything before, is that you should get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you should get the fuck out of here, bro.
I gotta check that joint, man. I'm gonna put it back on for the end of this. But even though I'm not even talking about the movie right now, but the only reason why I said that is because it's always about character growth when it comes to these films that we love so much and watching them change. And I think that that's what they were attempting at doing in the movie, and I see what they're doing for these next couple of movies. It's going to be, it's a lot of failure. It's a lot of, the underdogs, right? And
they're going to have to do more in the next
so that we all love them in this. When they finally go to Mortal Kombat, they've gone through so much, right? Yeah. They're similar to, like I said, with Doctor Strange, where a lot of it happened off screen. But I think that's what they're trying to get. They're trying to get that moment, like sort of like a microwave version of that moment of that. Like they've gone through a lot, guys. They've done a lot of failing, and now watch them in
succeed,
Mortal Kombat.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Listen, as long as in part 2 we get some key elements. Let me look at this roster right here from this. What is this, 3 or Ultimate, whatever? I'm gonna tell you, we need Johnny Cage. We already know we getting that.
Johnny's coming.
We definitely. Kano's coming back to life with the metal eye, so that's great.
How is he gonna come back? How is he gonna come back? Like through the dark side?
Remember when he said death is just another portal and he took all their bodies?
I feel you. Yeah. He's going to bring them all back. I feel like they're going to become revenants. And they're going to be even doper. Yeah.
I feel like they might make them revenants in the movie, which means that if that's the case, they may introduce Quan Chi in the next film as well, which would be great.
Who's Quan Chi? Oh, yeah. That's
Sorcerer.
But there can only be one Sorcerer, right?
Nah, Quan Chi and Shang Tsung end up working together.
Oh, word? Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Noob Saibot got to come back now that Sub-Zero. Or either him or his brother's going to come as the new Sub-Zero.
Oh, nah, they got to bring Noob, and they have to do the next Sub-Zero, too, because the next Sub-Zero, he got a whole vendetta with Scorpion, and then he finds out that, you know what I'm saying, like, okay, well, they kind of settled their differences. They become friends like way later. But at first, it's like, yeah, fuck you, you killed my brother, but I know why you did it, type shit. Like,
word.
Like,
I got you, because he did some job.
He did some fucked up shit.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? We don't have. He was like, at the end of the day, the second Sub-Zero, he is not like his brother. He has honor. He's a good guy.
I got you.
He has honor, so he's like, I understand, type shit.
And then who's the big tiger youngin?
I do not know.
I forgot his name. The big
name,
I remember
bro.
he used to be. I could never beat him.
He's just like Goro. He'll beat your ass.
Yeah,
bro.
son, he was. I think that's why they killed Goro so fast. They
to
like
add him in.
the Monitor and him. Both of them was
these two.
Yeah,
him?
they was they was impossible to beat. Son.
Yo, they
Before
definitely.
Shao Kahn, dog.
They definitely in part 2, if they're doing Revenants, they have to do a Revenant Kung Lao versus Liu Kang, because it's only right. We have to see that.
Oh yeah, that sounds. That sounds.
Hey, Liu Kang gonna be, I don't want to fight you, my brother.
Man,
but as a Revenant, they have all of their memories and all that, but they don't care. Like, their soul is tainted, is evil. So it's just like, he'll see him. On. He might talk to him and say something personal and be like, "Yeah, Liu, you remember the time we was kids? I always used to kick your ass. You ain't gonna do shit now." Like, you know what I'm saying? He could say something like that. It would be crazy. Like,
what a world, man. We've got to today.
We gotta and for sure. I mean, if they can somehow, but really, those are the main people we need in the next one for sure.
And Raiden's gonna lose his godhood.
We gotta see Raiden fight.
Right, he's gonna lose his godhood so that he can fight for the mortals in Mortal Kombat. That's definitely gonna happen.
And if it's not too much to ask, if you guys can execute it, please give us Kitana and give us Jade and give us us Shao Kahn, bro. Like that.
Oh yeah, the Shao Kahn. I want to see Smoke.
They showed pictures of Shao Kahn. Let's get that right. They showed pictures of him in the Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah,
showed,
like the big
statues and you know what I'm saying. So he's there. Yeah. He's somewhere. We got, but if they show him in the next movie, that'd be so lit. Bro.
Oh yeah, man. There's a lot to look forward to. I just hope that they stick to the character building. Who is this guy? That's Ermac.
Okay, Ermac, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we was talking about, the telekinetic dude. Yeah.
See, I forget how people look because I'm so used to looking at them like
with like good VFX.
That's like in the later versions now.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
And I'm not even gonna say effects because these were always great looking characters. Like even now in the new ones, you can get these classic outfits for the classic ninja outfits for Sub-Zero, all that. Like if you play with Shang Tsung, he does moves where he transforms into Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and I think Rain, but he has the classic outfit on, not their new shit. So
yeah, this was original motion capture technology right here back in the day. This is like real photography. Like this is them basically.
Yeah.
Like these are the actual actors. They just digitized it and put it in the 16-bit.
Yeah, because I like how Ermac doesn't look like this anymore. He doesn't even have a ninja outfit.
Oh yeah,
that shit look like a sorcerer robe.
Oh word, man.
He got like black bandages around his
I want
to
see that jump. Hold on, let me look at that real quick.
Reptile doesn't remember how we were saying about Reptile not looking, you know what I'm saying, with the putting on the ninja's costume or whatever.
Right.
Reptile actually has a ninja costume on. This is Ermac now.
Oh, this is Ermac now. Oh, he looks cold now. That's dope.
Oh, actually, click on that one.
That's dope. I see now. So like this
Matter
is
fact, like
whatever the power that he has or whatever.
Yeah, those are souls.
Oh, man.
See how there's a couple floating around him? They're all souls. Like.
So he is he's just a bunch of different souls. Like Shang Tsung, basically.
Yeah. No, Shang Tsung controls souls and bends them. He's actually just
a sorcerer.
Bunch of souls, yeah.
But he's just a bunch of souls
made up into a body.
Huh. That's dope, man. All right, well, man. Well, is there any conclusion that we need to come through to with Mortal Kombat? I think that for me, go ahead. You can go ahead first.
I'm not telling nobody not to watch it. I think you should watch it. I just like I said, I point out the things that are. It's a lot of things that are not accurate with the game. If you're a fan of the game and all that, it's a lot of things that aren't. You know what I'm saying? Exactly cohesive with the storyline or whatever. But it was decent enough to have me interested enough to want to see part 2 because like they set it up, they rushed it to set it up for part 2, so I got to see where they go because if they can execute part 2 right, they may be able to save their franchise, their new franchise that they're trying to start with this film universe because I don't really think that the people that are in control of the Mortal Kombat games and the storylines have really had too much to do with this film. So
I'm gonna do my homework on that because I really wonder that.
I don't think they did, but
it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't make sense because you got to take your own liberties as a filmmaker, and if you're saying that they didn't follow certain lines, I mean that's just because it's a lot different than writing a 2-hour screenplay than a video game, right?
But like I said, they did it fine in the old movie. They did it just fine. And I believe in the old movie it was actually less time and it was 2 movies, but I believe it was like.
They weren't that great either, though. I enjoyed them as a child, and I can watch them. But, I think that it was just as divided back then as it is now.
Yeah. I feel like if they would have taken the old concept of the movies and all that and then put it to, like, with the new school filmography, just, like, all that, like, it would have made it.
But they didn't develop Scorpion and Sub-Zero. They were just 2 quiet guys standing beside Shang Tsung in the original movie. So
yeah, they didn't go through all the storylines either.
Right.
And, they went through more so the storylines of the Earthrealm fighters than everybody. So I think that's what it is. That's maybe what it is. They should have, if they was gonna take this movie to not even start the tournament and all that, they should have really dove more into everybody's like character background instead. You feel me? To really set it up for the next movie.
And they have to take their time. If they're gonna do it, they got to take their time. That was gonna be my only critique of it. I enjoyed it. I think the parts that I enjoyed of it is me being an '80s baby, enjoying my nostalgia, but it was also a lot of key performances that I enjoyed from who played Scorpion and Sub-Zero. There was a lot more character build. Yeah, who played Kano, Sonya. There was a lot more character build. I think it was a story of underdogs that we all love. I just think that the one thing, I think what we're both kind of saying is they did try to do a bit too much. I think they had to move some things around and move quickly and just hold your horses, man. Like Avengers, everybody wants to do the MCU, man. Just chill.
You know what I'm saying? Like it took them like what 10 films to get there, you know what I'm saying? And they had to tie everything. You see, like that was a good thing about Marvel, like the clips at the end of the movie that tied in all the movies together. That is a big element to. Like, I'm not saying to do that, but a big element in Mortal Kombat is that, like, that's why I say they should dive into the individual stories because so many people's stories are connected to so many other people's stories in the game. Like, individually, like, it takes for Sonya to get to a certain point in her story for Jax to get to the point where he actually loses his arms and shit. You know what I'm saying? He goes to rescue her.
Yeah,
like,
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes for Liu Kang to get to a certain point, for Kung Lao to get to, like, it's all that stuff is connected. So I feel like if they would have, even if they wanted to deviate from the actual storyline of the game, if they would have tried to make the storylines of each character better and like more connected or just more connected to set up for the future characters as well and the future plots of the films, that probably would have, I think that would have made it a way better movie than what it is. Yeah, but it's still a good movie though. I don't think it's a bad movie.
Yeah, I already saw it twice. We just watched it together, man. I know I'll probably watch it a couple more times if I have time. So shout out to the filmmakers, man. Shout out to Mortal Kombat. It was a really good reboot to a fun character based story that was originally just Midway's kind of mid-level attempt at trying to make a fight movie for Jean-Claude Van Damme. It ended up becoming a classic film or classic.
They're not even involved in Mortal Kombat anymore. That's crazy. I was just rushing about that last we was downstairs watching it, but they were the original.
Who's that?
Midway.
Oh yeah, Midway.
It's two companies that were originally involved with Mortal Kombat, and that's why I said the one that is involved with it now, NetherRealm. I don't think they had any involvement in this film. I'm not sure, but
Gotcha.
It was Midway up to a certain point, and then they disbanded the company. That shit was over with, and then when NetherRealm took over, that's when they started with all the storylines and stuff.
Got you. Yeah, because I mean, it really wasn't. I mean, we can act like there was a story, but there really wasn't a story.
Mortal Kombat, the original, like I know that there was no stories. It was just fighting. It was just a bunch of dope characters and fighting. Right. Like, and that's what we all love.
Right, man. So. Karif, man, thanks so much for showing up again, my man. Hell yeah, man. So, guys, y'all enjoy the rest of your evening, mornings, good afternoons, good nights. Whenever you're watching this, you can go to the website. You can go to YouTube. You want to check this out. I do it every other Tuesday. I release one, and we'll see what I end up releasing next week, all right? You guys take
something
care.
Crazy and something dope.
Living la vida loca. This is the new Filmosophy. Peace out, guys.
Later, y'all.
Find all our content on thenewfilmosophy.com.